Look good naked for summer method. Who isn't interested in that? If you're watching this video, you're either straight from YouTube, you're from my Instagram or my Twitter. Either way, I am going to show you in the next 10 to 15 minutes how a beginner or busy business owner can look amazing for summer. For some people who are an advanced trainee from my audience, then this may just be a bit of a reminder to you. Maybe you'll pick out some pointers that you can give to your clients or other people at the gym. I'm hoping that even if you are an exceptional lifter, you will take something away. But if you are a business owner that sees training and nutrition as a source of stress and responsibility for you instead of something that frees you and improves your business, then you may want to pay attention to these 6 points that I'm going to go through. I own 3 businesses and I'm a natural bodybuilder. So I want to show you how these pointers have improved my life and my business, because many business owners I talk to, they see fitness as something that they have to do, and it's something that they want to pursue as long as it doesn't negatively impact your business. I'm going to prove to you that when you implement these 6 points, your business is actually going to improve. So I'm going to show you how to do that in the next 3 months at least, so that you can see measurable changes. The first point, after every single meal, you must do this one thing. Because this one thing is going to improve your digestion, improve your creative flow, and it's going to block out some time that would have otherwise been spent quite unproductively anyway. Because most people I talk to, when they've had a meal, they don't spend the next 10 to 15 minutes after that meal productively anyway. It's either spent scrolling their phone or checking out Netflix or seeing what's on the news or whatever. The one thing you should do after every meal is take a 10-minute walk. Bear with me because this isn't going to be another guide on just how to get 10K steps. Assuming you eat 3 meals per day, if you were to take a 10-minute walk after every meal, that would be a total of 30 minutes walking. And that is near enough a very active lifestyle on top of your normal weight training. The reason this is so crucial is if you're like me and you can sometimes work into the evenings, maybe because you had a late start or for whatever reason, you can feel super sluggish all the way into the evening, even after eating a relatively light meal. Now, as well as this playing havoc on your sleep, it doesn't get the work done as quickly as it could be done if your digestion was on point. And most trainees who I talk to, especially business owners, they always say, well, as soon as I've had my meal, maybe it's a really jam-packed day, all I want to do is just crack on with my work. And I'm exactly the same. That said, if you actually pay attention to what you do straight after your food for just the first 10 minutes, you will actually find that you don't spend it productively anyway. So I have the same 3 routes every day. I walk 5 minutes in one direction and then walk 5 minutes back. And then by the time I get back, I'm actually looking forward to my work instead of seeing something that I have to rush to get on with after eating. Not only that, I'm way more creative. It gives me some time to reflect on some stuff that I've done throughout the day that I could work on tomorrow. Walking for 10 minutes after every meal is elite. And the sooner you get on it, the sooner you will see a positive uptick in your business. The next one is we need to focus on protein way more, guys. And that's why I recommend making it the first thing that you eat within your meal, not the last thing. If you put protein first in your nutrition and prioritize it and increase the amount of protein that you consume, even if it means that you eat less carbohydrates and fats, most people I work with, they actually find their recovery in the gym is better and they don't have as many crashes and cravings. It's something that can be very distracting when you're trying to get on with your work throughout the day. Now, anyone who works with me, this isn't a low carb cult. I'm a very pro carbohydrate advocate, and protein doesn't have to come at the expense of spending ages cooking. There are a load of cheap, easily accessible sources which are healthy and delicious and you can immediately eat. And this is super important to me if I'm having a busy day. I got a lot of questions on my last webinar about protein, so if you want the recording for that, then I can dive into a bit more about nutrition, because there were some other takeaways that people asked about, which seemed to really help their budgeting and protein selection while helping them reach their goals. So if that sounds of interest to you, then let me know and I can probably send it to you on Instagram. Next one, hydration. And this goes deeper than just drinking more water. If you are trying to lose fat, let me ask you, are you drinking about half a litre of water before your meal? This is the time which I would most recommend you drink water if you are going to drink more water throughout the day at all. The reason for this is simple. As soon as the food follows behind in your stomach, it is going to absorb that water which is still fresh in your stomach, and you're going to feel fuller quicker. On top of this, electrolytes is something that I've experimented with over the last 3 months for every workout session, and it has made a key difference for me. I didn't realize until now just how much I not only sweat through my workouts, but how much I needed to replace the sweat with electrolytes, which I would lose in that sweat. Simply drinking more water isn't enough for most trainees. Especially us guys, we seem to sweat a lot more, so hydration is key. Drink water before every meal and top it up with electrolytes. The reason this is going to shortcut your progress on the LGNFS method is your workout performance is going to improve. And if you are on a fat loss journey, then you're only going to feel more full overall if your hydration is on point. I've got an app that tells me to drink more, and the other thing I recommend is to simply keep a jug of water on your desk at all times. You should always have water in front of you, even if you're not thirsty. The next one is rep range. I want you to commit to 1 rep range for the rest of summer. And I mean that for all of your lifts, because when you commit to 1 rep range, first of all, you're going to see how much rep ranges don't matter as long as you have other muscle building principles in check. You're going to cut out variables, because a lot of people who I talk to say, what's the rep range for this muscle and what's the rep range for that muscle? And maybe I didn't build muscle because of this reason or that reason. If you just cut down as many variables as possible and only stick to 1 rep range, then if you're a beginner trainee, this can suit you very well. But for anyone else who isn't in my community, I'd say just stick with 1 rep range for completely everything and learn how your body adapts to that rep range. For things that you thought were too heavy before, you may surprise yourself. And for the rep ranges you thought were too light, you may also surprise yourself in a positive or a negative way. And that is only something that can be confirmed when you test it, because I've done sets of 12 on single leg press and I've done sets of 6 on single leg press. Turns out I really like sets of 6 to 8 on the leg press. But for all other beginner trainees who don't know where to start, you just need to commit to 1 system, 1 rep range, 1 split, and go all in on it. If you want help with this, then contact me on Instagram. I will help you through this. Next, let's go through the 2x2 method for food. And this specifically pertains to nutrition. The 2x2 method isn't a rep range. It's a principle that's going to cover your micronutrients, take out the guesswork, and it's more of a challenge, something that is sustainable and you can stick to, because it's the absolute bare minimum of what people can achieve and can commit to eating in nutrition. And I'm talking about micronutrients specifically. 2x2 is 2 fruits of your choice and 2 vegetables of your choice, as long as they are fibrous vegetables every single day. So just to be clear, that is 2 fruits and 2 vegetables per day. If you're from the UK, you've heard about the 5 a day marketing, and that's fine, but I think that a lot of people can fall off when they aim for 5. I think that most people I work with, they can stick to a total of 4 every single day quite easily, as long as they schedule it in their food. If they don't schedule it and think ahead, then it can fall by the wayside, and sometimes they're eating 5 a day and sometimes it's 1 a day or none a day. But 2x2 is very good and sustainable for most people. It fits any budget, and you're always going to be able to work it into a total of 2 or 3 or 4 meals. Whereas if you're aiming for a total of 5 a day, some people can forget or struggle to fit it into their 3 meals. A portion of broccoli, a portion of peas, a banana, and an apple will cover you for the 2x2 method. Anyone can do that. It doesn't matter what budget you're on. It doesn't matter if you're a business owner. It doesn't matter if you're a beginner or an advanced trainee. Feel free to go over this, but this will cover a lot of micronutrient issues that a lot of people who I talk to already have, and it will fill you because it's fibrous. The more fibrous the fruits and vegetables are, the better, because I usually stick to the same 8 fruits and vegetables that I eat throughout the week, every single week. This last one is about screen time. It's a digital curfew, and this is something that is going to indirectly and directly help you in the long run. It's going to indirectly help you because when your screen time is in check, and I'm talking about turning your phone off 60 minutes before bed and using a blue light filter on your screens, your sleep is going to be in check, and you're going to wake up at a consistent time, refreshed. When your sleep is in check, your energy is through the roof. You're going to burn more calories through the day, probably, than when you are sleep deprived. Your workouts are going to explode, and mental health is going to be kept in check anyway because you're not scrolling garbage social media. So immediately your productivity is going to improve. You're going to be financially better off as a result. And this is all from having a suitable digital cutoff. Most of the people I work with have one of these three problems when they are on their phone too late at night or checking their laptop or whatever too late at night. First of all, they're scheduling content too late at night or editing. If you're scheduling content, it should have been done way through earlier throughout the day because that's probably going to be the turning point in your business. This should be a priority, not a last thought before you go to bed. If you're editing, you should probably be hiring a VA. Even if you're a complete rank startup, you can hire a VA to do your simple editing for your talking head content. So just completely outsource that if it's taking up more than 20 minutes of your time per day. The second problem you may be having is you're checking your emails. And look, I'm a chronic email checker as well. But when was the last time we checked an email and it was actually crucial in our inbox? If you're expecting a crucial deal to come through from a client or something, or a special message from a client, then they should already have your WhatsApp anyway. Just check your email twice per day, once before lunch and once at the end of the workday, whenever that may be for you. But it should be any time other than within the last 60 minutes before bed. And the last problem you may have, which we're all guilty of, is just scrolling anything before bed. Social media, TikTok, YouTube, it doesn't matter. I challenge you to check your screen time on TikTok or any short form platform before bed every day, and do that as a ritual. Because when you see that the total screen time for the day was like 40 minutes, you may seriously rethink your life choices and reconsider productivity and how much more time you could be putting into actual quality time relaxing or reinvesting back into your business, whatever, it doesn't matter. But if I said to you, would you like to spend 40 minutes on TikTok every day for the rest of your life as a choice instead of doing other things, most people would say no. So if you just check your screen time, that is usually enough for most people, especially me, to use it less and certainly not before bed. Sleep and recovery is something I take super seriously and I will coach you through. It's usually the root cause of a lot of mental health problems, productivity issues, recovery issues in the gym. The list goes on. And it's because most people are fucking up their sleep and they don't even know it. So if I had to look good naked for summer and I could only choose 6 principles, I would say this would be a pretty great starting point. This goes deeper than covering nutrition, training, and a bit about hydration. This is about the mistakes that we make that are actually self-sabotaging. You'll see from most of these things that we already have the tools in front of us. We just need to schedule and organize how we approach those tools that are already in front of us. If any of this was valuable, then let me know in the comments. If you have any criticisms of this or you would change the list, then let me know also. If you want this completely structured for you and you want to seriously look good naked for summer, then contact me on Instagram. I'm hosting another live muscle building and fat loss webinar soon, so I would love to invite you along for that for free. Let me know what you want me to cover in future videos, no matter how specific, and peace.